Hello, I see it's that time again to get a briefing out to you. I'm Lou from Dirigo Safety, and I have so much to go over in such a short period of time. The best place to start then is at the beginning. These roll calls are designed to be short and focus on the Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Northern Mass policing areas. We want these to provide you with some information from these past weeks that you might not yet have heard. We begin with somber news from the Billerica, Mass. Police Department, where they are mourning the line of duty death of Sergeant Ian Taylor, who was killed at a traffic detail. A reminder that the dangers police have are not limited to their patrol or investigative shifts. I would like to take a moment of silence to remember and honor Sergeant Taylor. Thank you. In line with the dangers not associated with regular patrol or investigative shifts, I want to focus this next block on campus protests that revolve around the Israeli-Hamas ongoing war in the Gaza Strip. These protests are increasing in our area. In Boston, more than 100 protesters have already been arrested at Northeastern University and Emerson College, the University of Maine, Smith College in Northampton, Mass., the University of New Hampshire, the University of Vermont are just a few other colleges in our area having these protests. There does not seem to be an end of these in sight, and this would be a terrific time, if you have not done so already, to make sure our training for these, our policy to deal with these, as well as our mutual aid agreements are all reviewed and up to date, seeing that many agencies respond to these and they can pop up anywhere, not just on college campuses. Clear communications, adherence to de-escalation tactics and techniques, crowd management, team arrest training and deployments, the right equipment to include body-worn cameras as well as surveillance cameras, information sharing to complement existing police intelligence are all critical when it comes to the police response to these protests. The New York Times reports that some college administrators are debating whether or not to call in the police for these. Other colleges are canceling some of their commencement speakers or the commencement ceremony outright to avoid settings where protests might pop up. These protests are likely to be in your community in some fashion and size, and if they are not already, perhaps they will be in your town square, or perhaps you will be asked to provide crowd management help for another agency. We know that these types of protests can spark into something very dangerous and violent, even though they may start as peaceful and well-intended. No matter the reason, this is a reminder to prepare. While we are on protests, demonstrations, rallies, and gatherings that might need your police public safety skills are pride events that are coming up. For example, New Hampshire will be having several pride gatherings and festivals, such as a Pride Day in Wakefield, a Pride Festival in North Conway, and a festival in Nashua, all coming up. Boston will have a large parade in June, as well as Barre, Vermont. Maine will host a Pride Day in June as well in Waterville. There are also events such as animal rights demonstration, gun violence awareness, immigration, a controversial police arrest, and of course local and national politics that sometimes require our presence or at least our attention. There are many layers to our community's public safety needs and your skills. I wanted to take a few minutes in this briefing to cover some of that. Well done to the Swampscott, Saugus, Wakefield, Peabody, Marblehead, Wilmington, Lynn, Mass Police, as well as the New Hampshire Police in Nashua, Seabrook, Fremont, and Windham for breaking a ring involved in over 12 convenience store break-ins from February to April. We featured one of these break-ins in a previous video roll call, and now we are happy with the follow-up that over 121 indictments were handed down on the suspects from this investigation named Operation Smash and Grab. Police in Mass also solved a string of 43 home break-ins across 25 communities. The stolen goods exceeded $4 million, with 4 suspected burglars from Rhode Island being arrested. These burglars used Wi-Fi jammers to thwart home ring type camera systems and mostly targeted those with Indian or South Asian descent because of their belief that these cultures tend to have more jewelry, gems, precious diamonds, and hidden cash in the houses. A shout out for Aroostook County, Maine, where retired Police Chief Jim Willis from Dirigo Safety is shown here holding the Maine LEAP Accreditation Award with Sheriff Peter Johnson during the County Commissioners meeting. So congratulations. And did you see where over half of all teachers worry about a school shooting and 1 in 4 experienced a gun-related lockdown in the last school year? Only 7% of teachers do not have a real fear of a school shooting. So make sure your schools and those inside are getting training on school safety and responding to these threats. 4 in 10 teachers report that they received either poor or no training towards school safety and how to respond to an active threat. There were a record 82 school shootings in 2023. You can find this Pew Research study in the link shown below at the bottom of the slide. The Maine State Police have 2 new hires. Peppa is a 9-month-old bloodhound in training for tracking, while Marley is a trained dog for hidden electronics such as computer drives, cell phones, thumb drives, and other electronic device associated with child pornography and money laundering. Keeping with animals, and in the world that you just never know what you get for a call in police work, the police in Orleans, Vermont were called about 2 men fighting over loose pigs running in the area and blocking the road. Both men ended up being cited for disorderly conduct. And if this was not strange enough, it seems that neither men owned the pigs that they were fighting about. Hopkinton, New Hampshire had a police association fundraiser this past week. The second such annual fundraiser had a packed crowd out to support their police. There were 3 significant police standoffs in Maine this past week, all ending peacefully. These hours-long standoffs involved the local police in Winslow, Norwich Walk, and Levant, Maine, along with the tactical teams. Well done, and thank you for this high level of training and deployment. I am proud of you who are serving to keep me and my family safe. I hope you like these briefings and will subscribe to them. If you have something noteworthy to pass along, reach out to me. I want to hear from you and to have you part of our future roll calls. Use the QR code on the bottom to let us know what you think of these. I'm enjoying your feedback and advice, so please keep it coming. Until next time, I'm Lou. I hope all is well. Now let's get to work.